So you're thinking about moving to Navarre, Florida, and you want to know exactly what it costs to live here. So that's exactly what we're going to talk about. Everything from home expenses, rentals, utilities, healthcare, you name it. We're going to talk about it in this video. Check it out. Hey, what's going on? This is Andrew Iremonger with the Emerald Group here at eXp Realty. Listen, if you're here to find out all things about Navarre, Florida and the surrounding areas, you've come to the right place. So go ahead and slap that subscribe button and tickle that little bell so that you'll be notified every single time we do a new video. Honestly, we get calls all the time from people wanting to move to Navarre, Florida and the surrounding areas. If that sounds like you, go ahead and give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, however you want to get a hold of us, and we've got your back when it comes to moving here to the Emerald Coast. So we came up with the most important things we think you should be thinking about when it comes to moving here to Navarre, Florida. So we're going to jump right into the video, but make sure you stick around to the end to my favorite part where we compare Navarre, Florida to some of the nation's biggest cities. So, being a realtor, I've got to get housing prices out of the way right out the gate. So, the median price here in Navarre, Florida is $272,000. To put that in perspective, the national average for the country is $272,400. So, actually $400 cheaper than the national average. Now, it's not a big deal, but that is a little bit misleading, at least for our area. So out of all the areas we service, you actually get a lot of bang for your buck there. The houses are a little bit bigger, typically. The upgrades are sometimes, most of the time, a little bit nicer for what you're getting. And of course, the plot of land that you're on is typically bigger than some of the surrounding areas. So it's not something that's taken into account for. So keep that in mind. Now, as far as other parts of the country, California's average price is just shy of $580,000. Massachusetts is about $395,000. Maryland's is $295,000. And New York's average price is about $301,000. So in comparison to a good portion of the country, we're actually a little bit lower than most of theirs. Now, Andrew, hold on, man. I do not want to buy right when I come down there. Got it, 100%. A 3-bedroom home for rent out here will run you approximately $1,730. And the national average there is about $1,580, give or take. And a 4-bedroom in our area will run approximately $2,160, whereas the national average there is about $1,791. So our rental prices are definitely inflated, and that's because of the mass movement that comes in and out from our military members. Now let's talk utilities for a second. The average home price up in Navarre is going to be a little bit higher than some of the other cities, so we're going to take a 2,200 to 2,400 square foot home and use the averages there. So you can expect your electricity to be around $120 to $150 during some of the cooler months. And then when it gets hotter, May, June, July, and August in particular, that's going to shoot up a little bit. You can expect about $180 to $200, sometimes even creeping in a little bit higher, depending on how cool you like your home. When it comes to your internet, the average out here is about $60 to $70 for kind of an intermediate plan. Your water, sewage, trash, all of that good stuff can run you about $80 to $100. And that's assuming, of course, you don't have a sprinkler system or pool that you're running. And if you're fortunate enough to have gas, it's going to lower your electricity during the cooler months, and your gas bill should be around $60 to $80 at most. Now let's get into meals. So if you're just going to jump out for a quick lunch, quick sit down, nothing too crazy, you're not grabbing drinks, you're not staying there for 2 hours to grab a dessert, you can expect your lunch to be around $12 to $15 with tip. Of course, there's less expensive places and more expensive, but that's about the average. And if you grab your spouse and maybe go out to dinner and make a whole night of it, grab some drinks, have some fun, have some margaritas or whatever you're into, then you can expect your bill to be around $50 to $60 with tip, again, depending on where you go. There's definitely more expensive places. There's definitely cheaper places to go. All right, now for grocery prices. They say the national average is about $341 per person for a standard Western diet. Well, out here, we're fortunate enough that our prices are a little bit lower. It's about $300 per person. So in the grand scheme of things, a family of 4 can save about $170 per month in groceries over the national average, which is pretty cool. Our sales tax is 7% here. The state takes 6%, and then the county takes 1%. And the best part about this whole thing, about taxes anyway, is income tax. Florida state does not take any income tax from you. We're one of 9 states in the country that doesn't do that. Our healthcare is a competitive $450 per month for a pretty good plan. All right, now for my favorite part about this. I've got my notes. I don't want to get any of these numbers wrong. We're comparing Navarre, Florida to some of the bigger cities in our town, or in our country rather. So first, with our own Florida's capital, Tallahassee, it's 11.1% more expensive to live in than here in Navarre. In Atlanta, the great city just north of us, it's 1.9 more expensive to live in overall. When we look at Texas, the city of Austin, it's approximately 13.1% more expensive to live there than here in Navarre. And if you head over to Los Angeles, it's about 64.3% more expensive to live in. And then of course, New York is 77.4 more expensive to live in than Navarre, which is kind of normal. The bigger cities are a little bit more expensive to live in, but when you look at those numbers, it's just crazy to think it's that big of a difference. So don't forget, if you are thinking about moving to Navarre, the surrounding areas, go ahead and give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, however you want to get a hold of us, because we've got your back, we can take care of you, and we absolutely love doing so. So in the meantime, that's this week's video. We'll see you later. See ya.